guys? Welcome to the Just Show podcast episode. What is it? Five? Four? Five? Four? Four. And you see someone below us, right? We would like to welcome the guy who is the guest on our most streamed podcast episode of all time. Evan Lassiter, say what's up. Turn on your camera. What's good, bro?
Boys, I'm back. Did you really think I wouldn't come back?
Yeah.
He has returned.
Yo, what up, Evan?
Oh man, feels good to be back. Feels good to be in the public eye for once.
Good to have you back. And I'm also joined by my co-host, obviously. Say what's up, y'all.
What up?
Yo.
Yeah, and let's get started. Evan, how you been, bro?
Been good. I mean, you go to school, but not really a real school. You just go to Zoom University for half the damn time.
Big facts.
But hey, I do have one in-person class. One macroeconomics.
Sure.
Probably my least favorite class. I mean, I like
Hold that
economics,
L.
but just
Hold that L.
she's just my
Just
teacher's
ask.
just.
Economics
yeah.
is low-key an L. I'm not even gonna lie.
But we got grind out. I think I have probably about a month left here, and then I will be not in Alabama anymore. I will not tell where I'm going because anonymity. But yes, I'm getting through the school year as I must go, and I have been I've been doing what I got to do. It's just the gist of it, I guess.
Yeah, man, we all gotta grind. All right. So, firstly, we're gonna get into the topics that we have at hand, and then if we have time at the end, we can get into some stories. And let's get it started. With the first topic of the day, we got NFL free agency. So I guess the huge news, or one of the biggest news, is Juju Smith-Schuster re-signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which was not expected by any of us. I think we said that we didn't expect him to go back. On a 1-year, $8 million deal. Also, they re-signed, or they're bringing back Ben Roethlisberger, which I didn't expect as well. What do you guys
Shock.
think about them, and how do you guys see the AFC North playing out?
I guess I'll go first because I'm the
Yeah,
guest.
go ahead,
I don't
Evan.
know. So I didn't usually follow the AFC North all that much. I really don't follow NFL football as much as many people do. I just mainly follow my team, the Falcons. But I actually have a roommate who's from Pittsburgh, so I've learned a lot more about them. And I
Okay.
remember for probably a good 2-3 weeks, Sophie talking about getting Juju back. And he said his biggest complaint that I think it was only a 1-year deal. And he said he's like, if they really want to keep him, they need to lock him down long term. I still think overall, though, I don't see the Steelers doing a whole lot more because I think this season really started out as like when they first started, really winning a lot. It was kind of just a phase, I feel like, because at the end of the season they fell apart.
Yeah,
And I
they were
think
1-5.
they don't really have the depth that a lot of other teams do, such as the Chiefs. And that's like a whole nother topic with the Chiefs. I think they'll probably be back. But I think the North, I think the team to watch out for, and I said this at the beginning of last season, I said that the Browns. I think the Browns are developing a lot faster than people are expecting. And I think, sure, Baker Mayfield's not great, but he'll do for now. And I think my bold prediction is they're going to win. They're going to win the North.
They're going to win the
easily,
North?
too.
Easily.
I agree.
Over the Ravens?
I agree.
I think they'll. I don't think the Ravens. I think the Ravens have what I'd like to call Lamar Jackson. What's the word? Lamar Jackson
Syndrome?
fatigue.
Fatigue.
Yeah,
They even get a receiver.
I don't.
No,
know.
they
I think-
didn't-
no,
they-
they
no,
just got
they got-
Sammy Watkins. I just saw
Yeah.
that today. They got
Mhm.
Sammy Watkins.
The Ravens?
Yeah.
1-year deal. I think it was $6 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they'll have some weapons as they always do. I just think Lamar Jackson, his big issue is like, he's what the big issue that like the big quarterback that ever came here was Tua. Everybody knows Tua. His big issue was that he would always try to make the big play, and that's something that Lamar Jackson does too, which is really bad because the other issue is it's like he always tries to make a big play, but then he can't, so then he has to kind of dump it off, and he doesn't have that big of an arm, you know. I mean, that may be
Yeah.
controversial, but I don't think he has that big of an arm.
Big
And
of
I
an
think
arm?
if
He
you're
has a
gonna,
big arm. It's just not accurate. He has a big arm, though.
yeah, that's the issue. It's like you can have a big arm if you're not accurate, then it's I wouldn't constitute
Doesn't
as a big an
matter.
arm.
It doesn't
Like
matter.
I wouldn't say if I were playing right now, if I were playing baseball right now, and I could make a throw to third from third to first, it's like, oh yeah, I can gun it there, but it doesn't matter if it's not gonna if it's yeah, like if it's going into the dugout, it doesn't matter. It's like yeah, he's got a big arm, but he's got no accuracy. So therefore, to me, that's not a big arm. I think he can run for sure. We know that. Like we already know that, but I just don't see the Ravens doing a whole lot personally.
You don't think he
Yeah,
can
they'll probably
improve?
be like around the same.
I think every player can improve. I just think it's gonna
I
be
mean,
very
because Josh
tough.
Allen was big arm, no accuracy, and look what he did this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Like, that was a huge improvement.
I think if he does make an improvement, then the Ravens make it a lot tougher. I just don't see him making that big improvement because, you know, I mean, we can always say it's a COVID year and it was very difficult, and a lot of the season was just strange. Every sport, it was just strange, and you know,
Excuse
I
me.
mean, we'll see. That's all I can say is we'll see.
Who do
I
you think
the
is going to
Browns
win
will
more
it too,
games?
but
The Steelers or the Ravens then?
the Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
I think the Ravens too. I mean, like I said, the Steelers have no depth. That's their issue.
That like Ben Roethlisberger is like gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Didn't he
He
come out of
might-
retirement by coming back for the Steelers?
Well,
He
not
got
out of
hurt,
retirement,
And then he was
yeah.
gonna like say he was gonna retire, and then he decided to come back and play.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't like officially retired, right?
No.
Nah, he's just
Okay.
kind of ass now.
Yeah. So you guys got Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Cincinnati?
I think Cincinnati is going to
Uh,
develop really
yeah.
quickly, but
Unless
ahead,
Joe
Jack.
Burrow's like God tier next year, then yes, Cincinnati's gonna be like last place.
and I think with his injury, that's just unlikely. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that guy, I watched him play live. He's a gamer. Like, you know, he plays well and he fights, but I just think it's going to be, I think the recovery process is going to be really tough on him.
Yeah, I agree. He tore his ACL, right?
Yeah, I think it was, what's his name? I can picture his face who hit him. Chase Young.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's
What
another
about you,
team.
Alex? What do you think? What do you think about the AFC North?
I mean, I think you guys echoed a lot of the things that I had in my mind. Either like the Steelers have just as many upsides as they have downsides. Like they have Chase Claypool and a bunch of other decent players, but like Evan said, there's not really that much depth. And I feel like we've seen what Smith Schuster, we've seen what he can already do. So for me personally, I'm struggling to figure out if he has anything else to give for the not the Patriots, the Steelers.
So you
than
don't
what
see
he
him as
has
a number
already
one?
contributed.
Is he number one or no?
For the Steelers,
Yeah, is he a number one?
No.
Or does he work
Um,
best as
Chase
a
Claypool's
number two?
better than him.
Who else is on the Steelers
Chase
receiving
Claypool's
core?
better than him.
Chase
Chase
Claypool.
Yeah,
So
I'd
Chase,
say that
Smith, Schuster. Who else?
Deontay Johnson and James Washington.
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Chase on this one.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chase
that's his
Claypool,
best role.
I think Chase Claypool's got the potential to become their number one. I just think, as my roommate has also said, he says the issue with Claypool is he's just really, really fast. So if he can hone in on being able to catch difficult balls, he's going to be number one easily
Yeah.
for them. It's pretty
Yeah.
simple.
We have yet to see what Chase Claypool, right? I'm struggling with these names today. Since like he's a rookie, he's coming into his second year. this is like the time, like his second year, third year, where we'll really see what he can offer to the team and develop because he's just getting out of his like rookie slump. So hopefully by his
He
second year,
was
third
he
year,
was
he'll
good in his rookie year though.
yeah, he was good. But I feel like if he continues to improve, like Evan said, he'll be a lot better
Yeah.
long term.
Yeah.
That's facts. Um, so I guess we can move on to another division. Jack, your favorite team is in this division, the NFC East.
The NFC East. Yeah.
Who do you see coming out of the NFC East? The Cowboys re-signed Dak to that
It's
huge
tough.
deal.
It's tough. It's tough. They're all like kind of good now, like Giants, Cowboys, and Washington. The Eagles are trash,
Mhm. Eagles are
Like-
atrocious.
but the Giants like got a couple good role players. If
They
Daniel
got
Jones is
Jalen
like,
Hurts though.
yeah, they have
They got
Jalen Hurts,
Jalen
but
Hurts.
like
They got my guy.
they're not their ass. And they just traded their pick or some shit too. I just saw today, so like they
Yeah.
like are definitely tanking. But the Eagles are gonna be ass. The Giants got a couple good players, so they might be pretty good as long as Daniel Jones isn't ass. I mean, the
Mhm.
Cowboys have
Which
Dak
is-
and Zeke, who are like such a good 1 and 2. They just have no defense and like they have no one else besides them, and like Amari Cooper if he tries. And then like Washington is a pretty good team, but like I also don't like Ryan Fitzpatrick, so I don't know. If I had to pick, I would probably say the Cowboys, but it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I mean for the Giants, like this is definitely like Daniel Jones. If you're not good this year, we're done with you. Because they surrounded him with so much offensive
This
talent.
is
They
the
got
best team they've ever had.
Saquon,
Like
Kenny
this is the best team they've had in a
Galladay.
while.
Yeah. They have so many good offensive talent on that team. So this is definitely Daniel Jones's last chance.
Yeah.
I see, honestly, I'm going to go with Washington. I think they're going to win the division. I think this is going to be Ryan Fitzpatrick's first playoff berth. I don't know how you've been in the NFL for 14 years and have not made the playoffs yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
And that
know
was the
I'ma
quarterback
love
we
that
signed.
take.
And that's the quarterback they signed. So great.
Yeah, I mean
Very excited about
he's a good like
Backup.
bridge quarterback. He's a good bridge quarterback. Like if you have no
He can help
quarterback,
Tyler
Yeah, but
Heineke.
here's the
He
thing.
can win
here's
games.
The thing. But here's the thing, right? You start him, and he's on like a weak ass division, right? And he's like not terrible, so like they'll probably win a good amount of games in that division. So they're not gonna have a high pick in the draft to draft the quarterback. So like, what, we're gonna fucking sign him again next year, or are we gonna start some like random, like Kyle Allen? Like it doesn't really make sense in my opinion. Like why sign?
I mean,
him to
I
a team
think-
that's good. They're gonna be good. They're not gonna have a high pick, so you can't really who you can transition it into. Doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, yeah, like I see that point, but like I think the football team is definitely like are trying to win like now. Like
Yes, why
they're
sign a guy who's never even been in the playoffs?
I mean, this year's free agency wasn't really
Weak as
rich with
fuck, right?
quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's pretty weak. It's
There
pretty
weren't
weak
really
in
many
terms of
quarterbacks.
position.
I mean,
I would have taken the guy from the Bears over him, to be honest.
I mean, what I'll say is, I think you got to also remember that this isn't just a one and done type thing. I think every team can target a player in the next couple of drafts. And I mean, I follow college football a lot, so I know that there's like a lot of big prospects that are going to be graduating in these coming years that all have the potential to be like Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Now, that's, potential is the key word there. You got to see play first before we can really determine that. But like, I mean, they could always find a way to trade up in these next couple of days. I don't see that happening. If they really want to get someone good, I don't see them doing that. But you never know.
Yeah.
A good quarterback from the draft could fall to their pick. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we always get those quarterbacks like who fall, and like Lamar Jackson was picked 32 or 31.
I think it was
he was a low
31st or
pick.
32nd. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely still talent down there, and not every team is looking for a quarterback, so they can find some talent. And I mean, if they can put him in the right system, like keep Ron Rivera, don't keep changing coaches, and surround him with. They have good offensive talent. I like Antonio Gibson. I like what's his name?
McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin.
They got that other guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Samuels.
Yeah,
Good
Curtis
name?
Samuels.
Something
Curtis.
Samuels.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel. So yeah, they definitely have offensive talent. So like, I think they're gonna make the playoffs this year. As for their future, I don't know. Just depends on drafting and player development. But I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, Alex?
Of
The football team.
the division.
And in general, yeah.
They could still keep the Giants, though. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, it can be the Giants, yeah.
How's the Giants' defense looking? Because I know they did, like you said, they added a lot of offensive weapons. How's their defense looking?
That's actually a good question.
Their defense is good, not great.
Okay, so if the Giants can step up in their defensive play, then I see them winning the division.
Okay.
So you're a Daniel Jones believer, Danny Dimes?
Cowboys have
Yes, sir.
zero defense, so like it wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys, that's like they have such a crux. Like, I think the Giants and the football team are both more well-rounded than the Cowboys, which is why.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys have better players, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have the better
Dak
individual
Prescott is,
players.
by
They do
far
have a
the
more
best
talented
quarterback.
roster.
Yeah, no, Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the division, like by far.
Yeah, like on paper they have the best. They have one of the best
If
teams.
he actually tries, is good.
Yeah.
And same with Amari Cooper.
And Amari.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Amari Cooper's good. Y'all don't even need to tell me that. Like that man. Like when
But that's
he,
the
like you
thing.
said, when he wants to, he can turn it on.
Yeah,
And that's the big issue, is that it's when he wants to. It should just always be like that.
Yeah.
If they really want to win games, he's going to have to step up. I mean, that's a big ask for him, but it's also going to be Dak Prescott. You got to go out there and earn your contract. Like, you just got paid a lot of money, so go out there and play well. Now, personally, I don't like the Cowboys, so I kind of don't want them to play well, but it would be very interesting to see him actually go out there, and because there's a lot of people out there saying he doesn't deserve the money, myself included, but I want him to prove me wrong. Just prove me wrong, because at the end of the day, if a player plays well, that's more exciting than if he just goes out there and flounders.
Yeah. I mean, and Jerry Jones did his cat magic, so he's making $75 million this year, and the cap hit is $22 million. I don't know how he did that, but yeah. So, I don't know why they didn't go out and sign more free agents. They had the cap space. I believe it was $35 million.
No
That's
one
enough
wants
to
play
get.
for Mike McCarthy. That's why.
I mean, yeah, but like they've gotten talent, but it's more like everyone they've gotten has been like a Pro Bowler. I know they've gotten two former Pro Bowl DBs, but they're coming off bad injuries, like Achilles injuries. So I don't know why they signed them, but hopefully they come back
That's
and
what
play. If they
Washington
play
used to
well,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, they would always get people out
Or
of their
just sign
prime.
like old.
They
Remember
did.
when,
They did
had,
it recently
John-
too.
Fucking Josh
Yeah.
Norman.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Norman, like that
He
that
came
was a
off of
huge
that
L.
one incredible season.
Yeah.
That was a
like-
major L. Major L.
I actually have a
Real.
Josh Norman jersey right back there, if you can see it. Right.
Oh yeah, I can't see it.
Hey, for
That
that
is
was
a-
Carolina, he was a dog.
But yeah, I
Didn't
mean,
we have
that's the
like
thing.
Deion Sanders or some shit? Or like no, did Washington had like one guy for like 1 year in like 2000?
They did have Deion Sanders. They did have Deion
Yeah,
I
Sanders.
mean,
Yeah.
they've been doing that recently. I know they signed Landon Collins, and I mean Landon Collins. Like, I know I keep talking about Alabama players, but Landon Collins was really good at one point. Now he's not so much, and they went out there and paid him big bucks for what?
I mean, I
Like-
remember Pro Football Focus ranked him like pretty high. So I mean, hopefully he could play well. But yeah, he's definitely past his prime.
Because he-
But
like the owner of Washington just like wants to sell tickets, and like it's easier to sell tickets if you can put like big name players, like
Yeah.
even though they're like old.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch it up to another team. We got the LA Rams, who signed Deshaun Jackson to pair up with Cooper Kupp,
Okay.
Robert Woods, and Matthew Stafford. How do you guys?
Talking about an owner trying to sell tickets, man? Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
sign washed up Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, it's
That'll
like,
help.
fuck, bro. We're in LA and we need to sell tickets. These COVID restrictions are about to be lifted. Deshaun Jackson. Okay, bet. Like,
All right, you guys don't think he'll be a factor?
I think he's always going to be a factor, but he's not going to be nearly as the factor he was when he was playing with the Eagles,
Yeah.
or even when he
yeah.
was playing with Washington.
he had like
I can't say the
he had
other
like a
team.
good year. He had like a good year. Like one good year.
He had that 1 year where he literally like went off,
Yeah.
and then he left for big money, and then he just kind of fizzled.
Yeah, I mean he's not gonna put up the same numbers, but he can still blow the top. Like he
He's
can
still fast. He's still
yeah,
very
he's
fast.
he's the deep threat that they needed. It fills that role. Cooper Kupp's not gonna run like those kind of routes. Robert Woods is a like they have so many possession receivers. Higbee, possession receiver. So they needed a deep threat, and they got that with Deshaun Jackson. And with Sean McVay, he can draw plays, so I think he's gonna have a bounce back season.
And I
think
like,
the Rams are
it's better
definitely
now.
a team to look out for.
It's better that he's got that these receivers are now going to actually have a quarterback who can throw the ball.
Yeah,
Jared
Jared
Goff was
Goff.
just
Yeah.
that was just bad. I mean, I'm surprised they were even in the running for the playoffs. Like that was just shocking to me.
Oh, he won a playoff game, bro.
Yeah,
That was kind of wild.
and I mean, then they played the Patriots and they couldn't do anything in 2018. So
No, this year they won the playoff game.
they won a
This year.
playoff game.
Yeah,
I didn't
Yeah,
really
he,
pay
like-
attention a whole
Yeah, he
lot
like
to the
broke his
playoff
thumb or
games.
some shit, and then they had the backup come in, and he got like knocked the fuck out. So then Jared Goff had to like come in with like a broken thumb, and they beat the Seahawks. I remember.
Oh
And they
yeah,
got
I remember
schmacked.
that.
They got schmacked in the
That
next
was
game.
fun.
yeah. I mean, because definitely like it's their defense that is like
Aaron Donald's
their
beast.
Yeah, now that
their
they have an
strength.
offense that can kind of match their defense, I think they'll be better.
Yeah.
For sure.
No cap though. I just don't like Deshaun Jackson because he said some shit about like Hitler being right or some shit, and I'm like, oh, you're stupid.
I think
Yeah,
we
we
did
talked
talk
say
about
about
that. We talked about that.
That was like last year. He was like,
Yeah,
Hitler
we
had the
talked
right
about
He said
it.
some shit about like Hitler not being like a bad, like not being completely wrong. Like you can Google it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What the hell?
it was a bad look.
That CTE be hitting
Yeah,
different, bro.
when you say Hitler's right, that's a bad look. You can say
Yeah,
that
he
much.
he didn't say Hitler was right. Let's get that straight. Like
Okay.
it was an
I'm
it was
gonna
an
Google the
excerpt. It was an excerpt from
Yeah,
and he didn't know where it was from, but it was like a Hitler quote. And he
he
said,
like heavily miscontextualized it,
yeah,
So
and
you
then
tricked
people
him.
took it the wrong way.
He posted
Yeah,
a
that's-
quote
they
of
do that
Hitler
often.
on his Twitter.
yeah, and he didn't know
Oof.
it was a Hitler quote.
Ah, poor guy.
That CTE
got
be
tricked.
hitting different.
Yeah. We don't have this in the topics, but the big trade that happened today, the 49ers got the number 3 pick from the Dolphins.
That means Devontae Smith won't
yeah.
see Tua. He won't get to see Tua.
No, they're gonna draft Justin Fields.
Okay, well, yeah.
I mean, Justin Fields can get drafted third, but you don't think Devontae Smith could fall to 12?
I mean,
No,
We'll
he's not
see.
falling to 12. No way.
like I don't see that
No
happening.
way. No
but
way.
We'll see. Like
I
I
don't know.
like.
There's
dude,
no
he's
way.
A Heisman winner.
There's
He's a
no way
Heisman
he's falling
winner.
to
He
12.
lost literally everyone in college. Like
Yeah.
That's true.
There's no way he's going to 12.
no, yeah. His size is he's not the biggest guy, but he's just so fast and his hands are so strong. It's insane. Like he's I would say he's almost unguardable. I don't think I saw a single DB that we played this season
College.
that could guard him. I don't. Yeah.
You
Like
don't think John Ramsey can lock him up?
George. Who?
John Ramsey?
Oh well, yeah, Jalen Ramsey, but I'm talking like college DBs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I'm saying, like Georgia couldn't do it. No one, like the top defenses were just dumbfounded by him. So I mean, he's really good. Like we know that. Now, yeah, when he goes up against like a guy like Jalen Ramsey, might be a completely different thing, completely different animal in its own right. But he's good. Like there's no doubt about that.
He's good.
He won us this boy.
But like,
he won us
so
2 championships.
They move up to 3, so they're gonna draft Justin Fields. That means Jimmy Garoppolo's probably done in San Francisco, which means he's probably gonna go to like another team. So we'll see where he goes.
Yeah. I'm looking at a mock draft right now, and they have Devontae Smith going pick 17.
So I wasn't tripping.
Yeah, they have Jalen Waddle, and
you saying Jalen Waddle above him?
Yeah, and Jamar Chase are both above him. I think NFL
like
teams
the
are
weight thing.
Atrocious.
I think NFL teams are.
Like,
go ahead. I was gonna say NFL teams were like probably that's what I was gonna say. Like they're definitely scared off by his skinny frame. I mean, it's worked in the NFL, but like longevity wise, I don't know. I don't know if like he can take those NFL hits constantly and have a long career. So I guess that's why he's falling.
I've seen a lot of players in every sport come in all scrawny, and then in a year or two they become jacked.
Well, he said he wants to keep that frame. He said he wants to keep that frame.
Which I mean, I would highly advise him not to. I would tell him go hit the gym, bro. Like get big. Like,
but then if he gets big, he slows down, right? And then isn't his like biggest like he's like really fast?
He doesn't even need to get like big, but like he just needs to get big enough. Because like DK Metcalf's big, and you saw what he did. Like he needs to.
Well, he's a freak of nature. He's a freak of nature.
Yeah. Devontae Smith, could you just be DK Metcalf real quick?
Yeah, no.
Smith isn't. I think he.
Well, he is. Well, he is, but
Metcalf's like 6'something".
Metcalf is like built like that. He's been built like that for a long time. If you put on all that weight very quickly, it slows you down tremendously. And DK's been that big, like I said, like almost all his life.
Yeah, there was a picture of him on like the high school track team, and he was like.
Yeah.
I just say that being scared off by his size is not good. Because I mean, I could say he's a Heisman winner. I could say all the things he's done, but like I've seen that dude play live. He's just different. Dude's different.
Yeah, but they're playing against like college cornerbacks who are like not good.
Yes, this is also true. But I'm just literally all I'm saying is, watch out. Dude's good. He could be a bust. I could be wrong, but just watch out.
No, yeah, we'll definitely be watching his career.
Very closely.
Very closely, because
I know if he gets drafted by Miami, but I like bust a nut though, Evan.
Yeah, they say they have him going to the Raiders, so that's Henry Ruggs and Devontae Smith together.
Ruggs,
yeah.
All right.
That would be way too fast. Like
before we move on, what predict his Madden rating?
Madden rating is gonna be like 75.
Yeah, they keep it low. Like, yeah, they'll probably put him at like, I'd say being generous, he'd be a 78. Because he's fast. He's got hands, but he's still a rookie. So like, they're gonna keep it low.
Yeah,
you're not gonna see him come out of the gates like a 98, like or something like that. You'll see him; he'll be low. But I think as the season progresses, he'll get higher because I think he's gonna have a very good rookie season.
Yeah, hopefully he does. And hopefully he is paired with a good QB as well.
Yeah, I think Derek Carr would be a good fit.
Yeah, Derek Carr would be
Derek
good.
Carr. Ooh.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Because, I mean, that's the thing. Like, all throughout the season here in Alabama, everyone talked about how Mac Jones is just a field general. Like, all he does is he's a game planner.
What?
Have you not seen what he can throw? Bro, he can throw. Man's accurate.
I had this debate yesterday. Anyone says, "Oh shit," in the Senior Bowl or whatever, he was nasty. The fucking offense they ran in that game was the Alabama offense. Like, of course he's gonna be nasty. That and he's playing with like NFL talent on his team against teams that are fucking ass. Like, of course he's gonna have good numbers.
Yeah, he's definitely a game manager.
Georgia's
If he goes to the Patriots though,
That's
he
the
might
one
be something.
team. That's the one.
If he's on the Patriots, if he's on
went to
any
the
other
Patriots- if he goes to the Patriots, bro, it's over.
But like,
it's
but like,
over.
think about it like this. If he gets
Belichick is
drafted
gonna
to,
turn
like-
him into the next Tom Brady.
Yeah, but like, how good is he really though? Because no one's saying like put him on the Jaguars and he's like good. Everyone's saying like if he goes on a good team, exactly.
Yeah, no.
If he goes on a good team, he'll be good. Well, I mean, obviously it's a good team. I don't like that argument.
He's a game manager. Like he definitely has to develop. Like it's gonna take time with him.
Okay,
Like-
he is unathletic. He's unathletic. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the national championship,
It's
but
not
that
even
slide
that.
was
It's
just
not even
terrible.
that.
He slid
That's not
down
even
and like,
unathletic.
rolled over.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
He gives me Daniel Jones vibes, bro.
I think
Low-key,
he's better
yeah.
than Daniel Jones. I said it.
But Daniel Jones was
Okay,
picked,
I'm
like,
a little
what?
biased. I'll give you that.
What was Daniel Jones picked? Like hella high, right?
I think they picked him like 4th or 8th or something like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really high. Like I was like shocked. I was like, you picked
They're like,
Daniel
ooh,
Jones?
tall white
Like,
quarterback. Looks like
Eli
Eli
Manning,
Manning.
part 2.
Yeah.
I think they
Alright,
just
Evan.
thought that they could do it again. Yes.
Rank Jalen Hurts, Tua, Mac Jones in terms of like who's gonna have the best NFL career. Is he like an Alabama fan?
Okay, so they haven't really done anything yet.
Who do you think's gonna
So
have
that's
a better
kinda hard to
career?
do.
Rank them in terms of that.
I think if Tua can be reined in and he can like calm down and realize that the big play is not always the right play, I think he's got the potential to be the best of them. But I think I think that's tough. I think, like I said, if Mac Jones goes into a system where they can like help him, as you said, and like help him like build himself up, then he could go to, but I don't think that he could be better than Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts has developed really fast, like really fast.
Yeah.
I remember the
Yeah.
first season when he was a freshman, and I was like, all this dude can do is run. It's all he can do. He can't throw the ball well, and he has like he always has small glimpses of being able to throw the ball. But the thing is, Tua, that dude came in like naturally able to throw the ball like insanely well.
Yeah.
So he's already got a leg up on both of them. So I think it would go probably, with that being said, number 1 Tua, number 2 Jalen Hurts, and then number 3 Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's
I
my
think
list
that's
as
where it's
well.
gonna go.
Definitely.
I think
Like, because Tua definitely has like
potential-wise.
the most. Yeah, he has the most potential by far.
I think he didn't really get used a whole lot this season, which I mean, I'm
No.
not shocked.
Well, he didn't
Like
play.
he's just a rookie.
Wouldn't-
Like he didn't really play. Like I think his best game he threw for like 120 yards or something like that. Like they didn't really use him a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't even mention if Devontae Smith goes to the Raiders, he'd have Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
So one of the Raiders
Speed.
would be good
I mean,
by still
hey,
they're making the
We're
playoffs.
slowly taking over the NFL.
Speed.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, not even slowly. Like Alabama's like clearly one in terms of like NFL talent. Honestly.
And everyone would argue the opposite. They're like, no, it's Ohio State. It's not Ohio State. It's not even, no. They're second.
Bro,
I'll give them
Alabama has 3 starting NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
boom. That's what we do.
It's,
Not quarterbacks, though. We do it
Hey, but look, dude, if they're
all of the
all
other
good,
positions.
if they're all good, then like that narrative's dead.
Yeah.
So what are you guys going to use against me now? Can't. Nothing you got.
I'm just gonna rewind the Auburn play every single fucking time. I see
Oh,
it.
you're going to watch the kick six, that one moment. How about you watch all the tapes of all of our national
Bro,
championships?
he's actually getting mad,
wanna-
bro. Oh my
You got to
God,
watch
dude.
18 games, buddy. 18 games of absolute domination. Nah, I
Sorry I
just
ever
don't.
offended you.
No, you didn't offend me. You were just wrong.
Don't worry. These are the type of conversations we have almost every day. against
I
that.
don't know about every day, but every week, oh yeah. Anytime anyone says Alabama's not that good, I'm just like, all right,
Yeah, no one
we gotta
actually
do this
says that
again.
seriously, though.
No, I know. It's just fun to have the conversation, just to put it out
Yeah,
there.
everyone wants to see the best team lose. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And this is also very true. They're always preying on our downfall. Always.
Who's your quarterback next year, though?
Bryce Young,
Oh shit, he's about to be number
number
one
one
pick in the
dual
draft.
threat coming out of high school last year.
Yeah.
Think about this.
He
Think
was
about
good.
this. There are players coming in now that I'm older than. That's just weird to me
He's
now.
19.
Yes, he. I think Bryce Young is 19 as well.
Yeah, 19.
So I'm the
Yeah, he's
same.
19.
I'm the same age as a quarterback. That's just weird to me. It's just weird. Like I don't.
Bro, just
I've
like
always-
walk on the Alabama team, bro. You'll have that QB connection with Bryce Young, bro.
No, yeah, my friend actually tried to walk on as a kicker. Well, he went to an interest meeting. I don't know if he like actually tried, but I just know that he sent me a picture of him at an interest meeting. And then I think his girlfriend went to the Big Al interest meeting to like be the mascot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
True.
We didn't get to do the script A this year, which is basically where we all wear like white shirts and then we do like the big A because, COVID.
Damn, we get it when you like Alabama, all right? Fuck, dude.
Like totally not obvious. Like you're only getting part of it. You can already see that. Like
Yeah, Crimson, was it the Crimson Tide or some shit?
Yeah.
yeah, it's an Alabama flag, but instead of the stars, it's an Alabama logo.
Dude, they should have
nice
done,
aesthetic.
instead of like all the states, they should have all the championships and like those be like the stars of like the state. That'd be fire.
Oh no, I have a plaque right there with all the championships on it, except for this one, the one this year, because I got that one last year.
Mm-hmm.
Next
But I got a sweatshirt.
Next topic. This is spiraling. This is spiraling.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears here. Let's stop dick riding Alabama and go to the NBA. And the NBA caught the injury bug.
Before we go to the NBA real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Deshaun Watson thing got like worse since like the last time.
Yeah,
we
it did.
talked about it.
Yeah.
more
He
people
got
came out,
like I think he got 3 more lawsuits filed or something like that in the last like
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
And I think like that's a whole nother issue that we wouldn't have time to get into. But basically what I think is it's just kind of like he's become popular now and someone found it like they're like, all right, I wouldn't say it's the Texans who are doing it, but like I'm just saying like it's just a bad situation all around. Like that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna play?
I hope so.
Yeah, but do
He's
you
good.
think so?
He makes the NFL a lot of money.
Yeah, but do you think he's gonna play though?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
unless
goes back to that conversation we had last time where it was just like, yeah, you have all these fucking allegations up against you, but fucking Hall of Fame career, bro. 30 touchdown catches, bro.
But this shit's wild, bro. It's like 22. Like this shit's crazy. It's like fucking wild. Like it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Over like that short period of time too.
Yeah, the social
mean,
media backlash on the Texans if he plays would be crazy.
Have any more came out like this week or?
Well, it's like 22 allegations and like 19 lawsuits, I think, or some shit.
Okay,
like that.
okay.
Yeah.
And I think personally, like I hope he clears his name, even though he broke my heart in 2016. But like I hope he plays, and I hope that like he gets through this.
Yeah.
Hey, he like completely like.
That was a
destroyed
little
my
subtle
self-confidence for an
segue to
entire
like
week.
Alabama talk again.
Yeah,
Destroyed
bring it
my
back.
self-confidence for like a week. I can't talk about Deshaun Watson and not think about that. Like it's kind of hard to. But yes,
Yeah.
I do hope
Sure
he
it
gets, because like, he's a great quarterback. There's no doubt about that.
Great quarterback.
I hope he clears his name. I hope he didn't do the things they say he did.
Well, yeah, I do too. I don't.
I really do. Like, okay, I don't know why I'm saying it like he's some like bad person. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, no one's like, yes, I want him to have 20. Like, that's that. No one wants that.
I'm sure there's some people, but like
I mean, yeah.
we don't like to talk about those people.
No, I mean, I think that as long as, like, I think the truth will come out. So we just gotta like wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be a couple months before we get like the hard
I don't
truth.
think he'll. I don't think he'll play because like the Texans would get like fucking like the backlash on them would be crazy. I feel like if he played.
Yeah.
unless he fully clears his name.
But when does the season start? Like September?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like April, May, June, July, August. He has like 5. I mean, he has like time. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think if it's still going on throughout the season, though, he's not gonna play, like at all. Like they
Yeah.
kind of have no choice. Like they can't. If a guy's getting sued, they can't really put him out there on the field. Like it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other situations where that's happened, and like I can't really think of any where it's been like this crazy.
No, to this extent, no. Like that many allegations, no. But I mean, Kobe played within allegations. I mean, I think he's gonna play.
Yeah, this happened.
I think he's gonna play. Like I don't see them sitting him unless he gets like these are all of these allegations and lawsuits are civil charges. So technically, it's up to the NFL to basically say, okay, he's on the commissioner's exempt list, or he's just free to play. Since they're civil lawsuits, they can't really do anything, and they've only put people on the exempt list when they've had hard proof, like they've had video evidence, and none of that has come out yet. So I don't see him sitting unless they win the case. So then basically, I mean, when in a civil lawsuit, it's just probable cause. Like if he probably did it, then she's gonna win the case. It's not innocent until proven guilty. So I mean, he could still he can still like lose the case and still play. It's just up to the NFL. And so, like if there's no evidence that says he definitely did it, I think he's gonna play.
But with this situation, do you think teams would want him, even after like everything that's happened?
Yeah. Why wouldn't
He's just too talented.
he's too good for them
'Cause he might
to
like not be able to play. Like there's like what if you trade all this shit for him and then the NFL's like, oh yeah, he can't play, and you're fucked.
Oh, you mean trade for him? No, I don't think he's
trade.
gonna get. No, you said, yeah. So,
Oh, no. Well, I mean,
like his trade value has gone lower, so it depends if the Texans are gonna sell low. If they sell low, like, then someone's still gonna take that chance. It's the NFL. Someone's gonna
yeah,
take
if
a
it's
chance.
low, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna be like what
No
they
one's-
thought it was before.
Yeah, no one's gonna give up the same stuff that they would have 2 months ago. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be more of like if this all does come to light and it's not good, then I think it's gonna be more like the Texans are just gonna trade him for better publicity.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
Or worst case scenario, they might cut him, which would be
I doubt that. That would be
crazy.
that would be
like-
stupid. Like that, they would have so much dead cap.
Kareem Hunt,
That'd be
Reuben Foster
stuff.
type stuff.
Yeah. With Kareem Hunt, he was on his rookie deal, so that didn't really matter.
And there was like a video of him doing it.
Yeah, and there was
Yeah, so it's kind of like you had no choice. You had to
That's
do it.
muted, by the way.
I mean,
Who's
you did.
muted?
Yeah. Never mind, I thought it was muted, but it was just being weird. I was tweeting.
Yeah.
You're good.
And
Yeah,
they
mine was
cut
lagging a
him
little
because not only because of the video, it's because he lied. He
Yeah.
like
Just
the
made it
allegations
worse.
came out, and then they talked to him. They were just like, tell it to us straight. Like,
He
if
was
you
like,
did it, tell us.
"No."
And then like, we still won't cut you, but just tell us. But he just said he didn't do it. So then once the video came out, cut right away.
Yep.
Yeah, but
can move
I
on.
mean, yeah, let's get off this depressing stuff and move on to the
Get on to
NBA,
some better stuff.
which is also kind of depressing because so many
Yeah,
players are
that's
out with
what I was about to
injury.
say.
Yeah, so many players are out with injury.
Like not just like normal players, like star players,
Yeah.
like the ones who make the NBA the most money.
Exactly. And do you guys think it's because the season started so quickly, or is this just bad luck?
Tough to
It might
say.
just be bad luck. Because with LeBron's and LaMelo's, that was just kind of like freak accident occurrences. Like they were just going for a normal
Yeah.
play, and like
Yeah.
especially LeBron's, that shit was unlucky. So was LaMelo's. Who else is out? I know a bunch of other people are
Steph.
out.
Embiid, but he always gets hurt.
Yeah, Joel.
So
Yeah,
This was
hurt.
kind of like
KD and
course.
like he was hurt last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's KD, Steph, LeBron, LaMelo Ball, Joel Embiid, and yeah, I think that's it. Those are like really star players, and
like those are some big names to be out. Like that's and for their teams individually, that's tough. Like for the Warriors losing Curry, that's bad.
yeah, they're probably
That's-
gonna fall out of the playoff spot. I mean, they said what, like 2-3 weeks. That's a big part of the season, especially when they're only playing 72 games. Playoffs are in May, so
They got a month.
it's
and
kind
they
of
only have him
it's
for like a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got to run on like a hot ass streak.
yeah, it's time to like start playing well. And when your best player's out, the Lakers, big oof for them as well. I don't know, maybe even the Lakers will fall out.
Yeah.
I mean, because if they
We'll
sneak
see.
into the playoffs at all, they're fine. It doesn't matter who they play, because all 3 series, even if they were the first seed, all 3 series is still going to be tough series. So even if they're like the 8th seed and have to play the Jazz, they're getting rid of the Jazz. They're getting rid of the Jazz. So I mean, we'll see what happens, but like this injury stuff definitely sucks.
How are the Clippers doing?
They're good.
Clippers.
They're actually my pick. They're actually my pick to go to the finals since they got Rondo. Look out.
Yeah, if they get playoff Rondo, bro.
I feel like the point guard was a position they needed because like Patrick Beverly's just like a defender and like he's not really
Yeah,
like, a good
like-
point guard.
Yeah, he doesn't. His issue is he just can't score. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't score as well as
That
like.
and like Rondo is like god tier in the playoffs. Like his IQ is crazy, and he's got like 2 players to like facilitate to who are like borderline Hall of Famers. Like I think the Clippers better be nasty.
Yeah. I don't see the Clippers doing anything, honestly.
Bro.
I'm so low on the Clippers.
I don't understand
Watch.
the Lakers hype, bro.
Watch. We'll come back.
I never understood
Watch.
the Lakers suck, bro. Besides LeBron and AD,
Watch.
like the team isn't that good, bro. Like,
Watch.
Dennis Schroeder, oh he's so nasty.
Watch.
Ooh, Dennis Schroeder. Oh, Kyle
Dennis
Kuzma?
Schroeder is better.
Ooh, 38-year-old
Dennis Schroeder.
Marcus Gasol, bro.
Dennis
Oh my
Schroeder is
God.
better
John
than
Toscano
Rajon Rondo.
Anderson. John Toscano Anderson is so good, bro.
Rondo
Oh my God.
is not as
Wesley
good as
Matthews and
Schroeder's.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Those are, you're naming good players.
Yes, but like the Clippers have a better team.
Watch. They're gonna choke again. Just watch. We'll come back, and I'll roast you. I'll roast you, bro.
Post him on the
You're
internet.
gonna. Oh my God, you're gonna.
If they
That
lose,
Watch. Just watch.
One.
if they
That is
lose,
one.
Max is not gonna show up.
That's one. They choked, but like they choked. It wasn't like they got outplayed. If they got outplayed, I would be worried. But they choked. The chance of them choking again is a lot smaller than them like losing. You know what I mean? Like if they got like actually beat, like they got swept or some shit. Okay,
Yeah.
the Clippers like they're bad, but they choked. That's unlucky. That happens to every team. Like LeBron didn't even make the playoffs his first year in the West. So I think the Clippers will be good.
No. Listen,
Why?
the Clippers.
Why?
Wait, why?
The Clippers-
But why, though? But
Here,
why,
I'm
though?
gonna.
They choked?
Let me
But
go.
why?
Let me go. Paul George has been shown to not be good in the playoffs at all
Really? So when he was playing LeBron, he wasn't good?
recently.
Oh,
In the past-
see, now he
past-
starts to add asterisks. Recently,
past-
he hasn't been.
past-
Okay.
Past 4 years, when he was
So
on the
what, players
Pacers,
can't get-
his
so players can't
his
get-
last year on the Pacers, trash. His first year on OKC, trash. Second year on OKC, trash. First year on the Clippers, trash. 4 years in a row, he's been bad.
Alex are just chilling.
Kawhi is not able to just carry a team. He's not. He
They
cannot
won the
carry.
championship with the Raptors. He didn't carry.
He did not.
carry
He
the
did. He did
What?
not carry the Raptors. He did not carry the Raptors.
The
He had
Raptors, he lost
Pascal
Raptors, and then he even
Pascal
made close.
Pascal
And
Siakam was
yeah.
really good.
And the Clippers have
That
a,
entire
and the Clippers
play-
have a good
that
team besides
entire
Kawhi.
play-
And the Clippers have a good team
We're
besides
gonna
Kawhi.
run out of
Exactly.
time.
Has Pascal Siakam in that
This is
playoff
gonna go on
series
forever.
was better than Paul George will be this forever in the playoffs. Number 2. Number
You're out of
3.
pocket. You're out of
Number 3, Rajon Rondo, playoff Rondo, kind of overrated. Number 4, they don't have any. They lost depth. They're not like Luke Kennard is not good. Luke Kennard is atrocious. Clippers are not good. First of all, they're on a losing streak, so they haven't been good recently. So
It's a regular season, but okay.
they're like the 5th seed.
Continue. The Lakers might not even be in the playoffs, but continue.
The Lakers are. You're saying the Lakers won't be in the playoffs?
You literally just said they might drop out. I literally heard you say
I
that.
said they could drop out. I'm just saying the Clippers are not winning the West at all. There's no way.
Okay. There's no way.
And I will
0%
come on here.
chance.
0% chance.
0%.
Zero. Nada.
So you're just
Zero.
trolling.
I'm not trolling.
The odds now at this point.
0% chance they're getting out of the West. No way. No how. Nowhere. No way.
Okay.
They're not getting out of the West. I'm telling you. And when I come here, when they don't make it out of the West. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Anchor. If you've ever thought about starting your own podcast, Anchor is the easiest way to do so. It's free. There are many creation tools that work on both desktop and mobile, and Anchor will even distribute your podcasts to major hosts such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can even earn money with no minimum listenership. Anchor has everything you need all in one place. Download the free app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. I'ma
What if neither
be
team makes
on
it out
my
of the
shit.
West? What if neither team makes it out of the West?
I'm
What if it's like the Suns?
not
you guys just kind of.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
saying the Lakers.
Just Chill podcast. What's going on?
I'm not saying the Lakers are the favorite, right? But I'm saying the Clippers are not making it at all. I would pick so many teams other than the Clippers. So yeah.
That is one
We'll see.
thing that sets back the Clippers is their ability to come up.
What do you mean?
Their ability to come up in like big moments, like fucking.
Yeah, they don't play
And,
play
uh,
well in
one
big
year.
moments.
year, bro. What is this insane? Like, oh, they had one bad year out their ass. Like,
No, even this year in close games, they're not good at winning close games.
where they blow every team out.
So the Clippers are gonna blow every team out.
I mean, it could happen. They have the potential to do that. On paper, they can do that.
No, they do not. They're not so much better than everyone else that they're just gonna blow everyone out. They're not the 2016
Talent-wise, they're the
Warriors.
second best team in the West, though.
Yeah, but it's not like there's a huge gap. There's not like
Arguably-
it's not like the West is so condensed right now. There's not a huge gap between 1 and 6.
All right, but let's say, like, hypothetically, like, the Lakers lose in the first round, right? And then they play, like, I'm just gonna pick, like, 3 teams. 'Cause you have to win 3 to get to the championship, right?
Yeah, 3 series.
All right, so they play, like, the Spurs, the Mavericks, and, like, the Grizzlies. You don't think they can blow those teams out?
They would lose to the Mavericks. The Grizzlies. How would the
What do you
Wait,
mean?
how would
they're
the-
the 9th seed? They're the 9th seed. What do you mean? They can make the playoffs.
Yeah, but what do you mean? Like that's not.
I just picked
So the
3 teams,
Grizzly-
like, hypothetically. I just picked 3 teams that hypothetically they could play.
That's such a low chance of happening for the Grizzlies to be
no,
in
because
the
you're like you're
Western
like,
Conference
you're like,
Championship.
You're like, in the West, like they're not so much better.
It's condensed. It's condensed, but it's not like the Grizzlies are making the Western Conference Finals.
I'm saying but like you made it seem like the Clippers were like in the middle of the pack between.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the pack, but you have
But
to
they
be
could-
more realistic. You have to be more realistic. You can't just pick random teams. That's not gonna happen.
I
The
mean,
Grizzlies
we're
would be
making a
lucky.
hypothetical
Yeah, the
argument here
the Grizzlies would be
because
lucky.
there's a 0% chance of, which is not. That's not how.
Yeah,
it
if the Grizzlies make it to the Western Conference Finals, they'll make the finals. There you go. Does that is that good for you?
No, but you just made it seem like the Clippers
said,
were like
"Okay,
some
bet."
middle of the pack when they. No, you just made it seem like the Clippers don't have the talent to like shit on teams, which they like obviously do.
They're not gonna win 16 games in a row.
But we don't. I mean, we don't know. I mean, They probably not know, but it could happen. What I'm saying is that you made some like the Clippers are like some middle of the pack team in terms of talent, which they're like obviously
Not in terms of talent. I'm saying in terms of who will win. There's a good chance 1 through like 5 can win the West.
Yeah, and the Clippers are one of those teams. They said they have 0% chance of making.
I'm saying they have a 0% chance because they can't play well in big games. This season, last season, we've seen that. Their closer,
Okay. Right.
they got rid of their closer. Lemon Pepper Lou Williams, he was their closer last season and this
He's on
season.
the Hawks now, baby.
And now he's gone.
He's in
Rondo-
Magic City right now.
Rondo is not closing for the Clippers.
All I'm saying is if you're shitting on teams, you don't need a closer.
But in the
Okay.
playoffs, you're not going to shit on every team. That's just not going to happen.
Or the Lakers lost like 3 games until they made the finals. Like they pretty much shit on like every team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
you're
that's
making
also
it seem like they won by like 50 points. Most of those games were close.
True.
Yeah.
No, true. I just think it's a little fucked up to like completely discredit like Kawhi and Paul George and say the 0% chance. That's kind of wild.
I
Paul
wouldn't
George
say-
is
I
not.
personally wouldn't
Paul
say
George
they have a
is
0%
not
chance,
a
like-
star in the playoffs. When you're not a star and you have
don't-
he's trending downwards in the playoffs. He's not gonna go. That's not how it works, bro.
Yeah, but like as a team, they're good.
As a
You're
team, but
singling out
when
one guy.
when we talked about this before, when 40% of your points come from 2 players and one of those players does not play well in the playoffs, how are you gonna win?
What if they both play well? Like that can
That's
happen.
not
You're
gonna-
making
it's
something
not-
what do you mean? It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen because Paul George has been shown to not be clutch, to not be good in the
He's
playoffs
also shown to be good. He's also shown to be good.
before
Like,
his
he did good
injury.
before.
He has been good, but you're talking about 7 years ago. In recent memory, for
Yeah, but
4
it
straight
happens.
seasons.
But it can
4
happen.
straight seasons. If it happens, it's an anomaly.
What's an anomaly is that the fact that Clippers have a 0% chance of making it.
And what's an anomaly is Paul George playing well in the playoffs because it hasn't happened for the past 4 years.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see.
We'll
What do you
see.
think,
When-
Alex? Do you think the Clippers have a 0% chance? A 0, like there's no way they can make it. 0.
Saying that they have 0% is, I will say, is a little bit unlikely. But to Alohe's point, the trend
bit
and the pattern
unlikely.
of them not being
Very unlikely.
successful in the playoffs when on
Thank
paper
you,
they should
Evan.
be is
I
like
think-
their biggest downfall.
Okay, so I don't follow basketball as close as you guys do, clearly.
God,
But-
that is
But like, it's literally statistically impossible to give them a 0% chance. Is what I'll say.
Thank you.
Statistically
Look,
impossible. Because if they
In the
make the
playoffs, you have a
playoffs, if
chance.
they make the playoffs,
Thank
yeah,
you.
they have to have a chance. It can't be a 0% chance. Will it happen?
So you giving
That's-
the Orlando Magic the chance to win the championship?
Yes, because
Yes,
they're
if
in
they
the
make the
playoffs.
playoffs, they have a chance. What do you?
They do have a
They're
chance.
not-
Oh
they're
my
not
gosh,
going
you're
to.
taking me
Hey,
way too literally,
zero.
bro. You're taking me way
said
too
zero.
literally. I'm saying there's no way they're winning the championship.
Okay. Actually,
is
I'm
a
kind of
way.
seeing what he's saying. I'm saying so. What he's saying is not that they literally have 0% chance. What he's saying is he does not see it happening. He doesn't think that they will win at all. He thinks that yes, they could probably win. Maybe I don't know. I'm not speaking for him here, but that they could win a round or something like that. But that
I'm
they're
not saying
gonna
they're
win
getting
the
like
championship.
taken out in the first round, but they're not winning the West.
He's just using a figure of speech, and we literally spent 30 minutes arguing about it.
No, because you're like dead ass serious. Like, they have 2%
No,
chance
you're
on
taking me
goal,
way
like,
too literally, bro. I said
They're
there's
just-
no
oh,
chance for them winning the
All right, boys,
championship.
This has been the Just Chill podcast.
Bro, man.
Let's segue. Let's segue.
Let's move on. Yeah, like I think we.
Let's segue.
All right, bet. We move.
One thing is for
okay.
sure is that time will tell. Always.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna just okay. We just need to like make this like one little clip and just upload it to YouTube. Just this one little section.
Yeah,
That's all we
we'll
need
go
to do.
back. We'll go back.
And everyone go back and watch it, and they'll be like, he was right.
Or watch it be like Suns Nuggets and like both the Clippers and the Lakers lose like 4-0 in the first round. And
You're
it's
just kind of
oh,
sitting there like,
yeah, well.
okay then.
Yeah.
Okay. So our next topic, is not sports. We're talking about COVID. So
Oh, great.
Oh my
COVID
God.
still
Nah, skip this shit.
exists.
I'm not trying to talk about COVID. Boo.
COVID still
Boo.
exists, and
Unfortunately.
some people don't seem to recognize that. And um, there were many people who basically gathered in Miami Beach, um, basically because it's spring break and hotels were like heavily discounted to make up for lost time and stuff. So basically, Texas is kind of like the like center stage for how to
Florida.
fuck up. Like, yeah, Florida. Did I say what did I say?
You said
said
Texas.
Oh, Texas. Sorry. Florida is like the center of how to not reopen your state. And yeah, so what do you guys think about this topic, and like what do you guys think about how Florida has handled basically this pandemic?
I mean, my like views on COVID are like they've shifted a lot. Right now,
Mine has shifted around
how I
too,
feel
yeah.
about- When it first started, I was like, nah, everything should shut down. But then when I started learning about how like the government like didn't help the businesses and then forced them to close, I think that's pretty fucked up.
They did a lot of really messed up things.
At the same time, full capacity isn't the right idea either, because like
Yeah,
it's just like a logistical nightmare. I think they should have done like half.
yeah.
You should have done half capacity, or the government should have better safeguards in place to like help out these businesses. But that's how that's how I think about it. Full capacity though, like what they think was gonna happen. Like,
I think like I don't know. Personally, I am very sick of this virus. No pun
Yeah.
intended.
I think
But
we all are.
but like I think it's kind of like the whole idea is right now we're in the phase of vaccines. You know, people are getting vaccines. We're slowly
Yeah.
getting through it. I think like the thing that happened that really blew everything out of proportion was the fact that like as soon as we were like, oh, there are vaccines being shipped out, everyone just was like, all right, it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean,
Premature victory.
I'm very much ready to get rid of it, and I'm all for them just opening everything up. It's not the right way to do it. I'm very much for them just getting us through this. But I think throughout the entirety of this so-called pandemic, it was everything was just bad all around. I don't care
Yeah.
what political side you're on, it was just bad. It was just bad. Like the way they handled it was horrible. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the story, but like the mayor in New York sending COVID patients to nursing homes. Like, why? Why do you need to do that? That was so stupid. And then he tried to cover it up, which was the worst part. Like,
It's
you didn't think
because
people would
in a
find out?
country where like states have like power, where like it's not like a top down government. Each state can handle
Yeah.
it differently, so you're gonna get like different results.
Yeah. No, every state
And
like
then, like-
has handled it differently.
And then depending on like the mindset of the person who runs that state, it's gonna be like dramatically different. Like California, like they shut down everything, and then there's like Texas, who's like, what the fuck's COVID? So
Yeah.
it just like depends on like where you live. But I do
think,
think,
like-
that, or just to finish one thing, I do think
Yeah.
that like forcing some like if you're a big company, like you can afford to like close. But like if you're like a small mom and pop shop and they like force you to close and they like don't give you another way to make money, I think that's like really fucked up.
that you
Like
can't
especially I
do
live in
that.
like Harrisonburg, and like everything. Yeah, I live in like Harrisonburg, and like everything's like mom and pop here, and like I know that like if the government was like California and they made them shut down, like these businesses wouldn't exist. Like half of them have already like closed. Like it's like it's like a desert town. So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know the way they handled it here on my campus specifically is basically, if you go into an academic building or really any building on campus, you have to wear a mask. Um, Recently, they actually lifted the mask rule here, but not on the campus. Which so I was like, when they did that, I was like, yeah, that doesn't really affect me because they're gonna still do that.
Yeah.
But they have in the dining halls we had where they had little stickers. It was like a green check mark and then a red X, and basically you just had to sit on one area of the table, and they've completely gotten rid of that recently. But they still make sure that, like, when you go up to it's I actually saw the other day someone get kicked out for not wearing a mask. Like, he came in there and he was like, they're like, why are you not wearing a mask? And I remember just kind of like not really caring. Like, I wear the mask because if it makes someone else feel safe, then I'll do it, even though I know it's kind of like it's not a perfect science. We act like the mask is like something that we really understand, but we really don't. Like, I still feel like this virus, we don't know much about this virus. We pretend like we do because we want to feel safe, but I don't think we do. There's still a lot we don't know. And it's just up to, like, I think it's up to the how the state wants to handle it. Obviously the southern states are just like, we're getting through it. We're making sure that people can still make money, even though that this whole thing is just wrecking everything. And then some of the more northern, more liberal states are just, like, shut everything down. And I think we'll look back and we'll probably have different opinions on it, being out of it. But
Yeah.
I think only time will tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex, do you have any specific views about what happened?
Not really. It's just that when I was reading through the topic that we were just discussing right now, I think it was either the mayor of like
I
the
don't
county
know.
that Miami Beach is in, and he was just like, "Yeah,
Give
we're
me a
the same
minute.
of like COVID survivors. Like, come through, we'll get lit, and then like play stupid games, win stupid prizes." You know what I'm saying?
That's a very
In terms of like
insane.
easing restrictions and all that stuff to 100% like capacity, like everyone can come through, mask or not. Um, and I think I agree with Jack on the fact that they shouldn't allow, if you're gonna like reopen anything, at least like for right now, um, like 50 anywhere above 50% capacity is just gonna be a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should be
100 capacity, like off the gate. Of course, you're just gonna get like an influx of people wanting to, um, like relieve their stress, go travel somewhere, especially for spring break, where just a lot of these college kids are just like traveling everywhere. They're just putting other people more at risk of contracting something. It might not even be COVID, and plus I think there's some reports of the new variant circling around Miami, and I think there's reports saying that there's the highest concentration of the newest variant is in Florida. So that's one thing that they have to watch out for, and just opening everything and easing the restrictions heavily is just not a good look. It's just not a good
Yeah.
standard to follow.
I mean, it depends how you look at it. Because if you're if you're like trying to make money, like Florida's like a great look. You know what I mean?
That is true. The
Like, if you're
hotel
like,
fucking banked out, bro.
if you're in like a business, like go to Florida. You know what I mean? It just depends on
Yeah.
what you're looking at.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like, if you don't give
I
a
think
fuck
it's
about
more
COVID,
like
go to Florida. It's just
That is
obviously
true.
there's going to be a lot of COVID in Florida where there's no restrictions. I mean, that's kind of common sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. Okay, we have a few more topics, but we're at almost an hour and 10. How many more do you guys want to do? Do you want to just keep going?
Just pick like the one you think is the best, and then we'll just talk to Evan a little bit because he's our guest about like other shit, and then we can end it.
Okay.
You want to talk about Kylie Jenner or David Dobrik?
Talk about David Dobrik because I actually was following this shit like hella closely, so I actually know a lot about it. So
Okay.
we can talk about that.
Okay.
I
But,
know
like,
nothing about it.
All right. Do you want me to like do a summary then? Because I like pretty much can like tell you the whole story.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
go
Jack.
ahead,
Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
All right. So do
Go
you know?
ahead.
All right. So all right, so this like, do you know who H3 is, Evan? Like the YouTuber.
Yeah.
All right, do you know the show like Frenemies? Like the podcast he has with like Trisha, like the super viral one.
No, I do not.
All right, so he started this podcast with this other YouTuber, right? And they interviewed a guy from the Vlog Squad, um, the short guy, Big Nick, right? And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to be in the Vlog Squad. David used to bully me, blah blah blah." They're like, "Oh, it's kind of interesting." So then they interviewed the black guy from the Vlog Squad. I forget his name. And he basically said,
what was that guy's name?
"Yeah, he's in like the document. Someone can like, if you want to find it. I'm just trying to go through this as quick as possible." So
Okay.
the black guy, he goes on the podcast. He's like, "Oh yeah, I feel like David and Jason kind of sexually assaulted me. They like forced me to kiss someone that I wasn't consenting to. Blah 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 blah." So that was starting to like create like a mountain of momentum against David or whatever. And then there was this old vlog of David where like they go to like they're like in a house and they like invite these girls over and then like the one guy like Dirty Dom or whatever, they have like a five-some with the girls. Turns out that like they like got the girls hella drunk and they like sexually not David. Dom
They were underage
sexually
too, right?
Assaulted. No, they're under drinking age, not like they were
Under
adults.
drinking, no,
They were
no, under
adults.
drinking age. I
Yeah,
meant
yeah.
about
So
the
they got him
drinking age.
drunk or whatever. One of them got like sexually assaulted by not David, his friend Dom. And then that girl texted Dom like 3 months later. Keep in mind, this vlog's from like 2018. Texted Dom like 3 months later, who then texted David. And basically, they like didn't tell anyone for like years and years and years. And then it just came out recently because since this wave of like momentum against David has been building, he's kind of got like thrown on top, and it kind of just like brought everything down. And now he like lost all the sponsors and shit. And he's basically like blackballed. And like the only reason this came out is because like years ago, like 2018, this other girl said some shit about Dom, but at that point David was so popular, she got like basically like harassed so hard she like just like disappeared off the internet. And now that like he was already getting kind of shitted on, this was thrown on top, and now he just looks like a really bad person. So that's like the quick summary of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So the big controversy is like, well, obviously the Dom thing is like fucked up, and like no one's really like debating that. That's obviously fucked up.
Yeah.
Big controversy is like the one with the black guy. I forget his name. Basically, the whole sexual assault was like they're like, "Are you gonna kiss this girl? She's in like old man makeup." Turns out they switched the guy with the girl, so he's actually making out with the dude.
Yeah. I've seen the video. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they did it a second time, but the second time, like, there's like this text that says like, the black guy apparently the text was like, "You're not going to do it again. Like, I dare you to try it," type shit. And then it happened again. So no one really knows. That's the part that's being debated. Is that sexual assault or is that just like a prank that was like a little too far? But the whole thing with Dom and the girl, like, that's obviously fucked up, and like David
That was
shouldn't have
obviously
covered that up.
like not
Wrong.
prank. Like.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Okay, so, all right. Hearing all of that, I would say because I've seen the videos of them doing that, it definitely came off as a prank, and he, in the moment, was like, he was mad, but he was still kind of like, he understood it was a joke. I think, it's tough to say if that would be considered sexual assault.
I mean, he came out and said that he felt that way, and he's like this. All right, this might change your opinion. So he's a black guy from Compton, right? And obviously from that kind of area, homosexuality isn't really accepted. And this podcast came out, this clip where like David and Jason were talking. Jason was the guy who ended up kissing the black guy.
Yeah.
David was like, "Yeah, I kind of did it because I knew he was from Compton, so I knew that like it would be like funnier because it's not really accepted where he's from."
That wouldn't make it funnier. That definitely would not make it funnier. I think that with
basically
that knowledge
David just
too,
looks like a big old douchebag. Is like the.
I think like I wouldn't say I always knew he was, but I got the vibe from him. He was one of those types that he did what he wanted. It was always very obvious because I watched some of those vlogs, and it was always very obvious he does what he wants, regardless. I wouldn't guarantee you, but I would say there's probably a lot more fucked up shit that happened behind the scenes, like that we don't know about. And I think, there's probably not a good chance that it's going to come out now.
This is
I
the
wouldn't
best
be
time. If it's
surprised.
gonna come
if
out,
it
it's gonna come out now, right? This is like the time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think like I would always tell someone if something like that happens to you, don't wait. Don't wait to tell someone about it. Tell them now.
Yeah.
Tell them like immediately. Tell someone immediately because not only will it make me, I mean, not hard way to put it, but like it will definitely give you more credibility because it's going to be fresh in your mind and you can be like, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, and so forth. And so I think like that's the issue that I've always had is when something happens and then people wait years and years for to talk about it. I think like the shining example of when it's like okay, it made sense that they waited so long was the whole Harvey Weinstein thing because that guy possessed
Wait,
just
let
so
me give
much
you another
power.
example. That's the thing. This I kind of agree with you, but like this is kind of like to play like the other side. He came out like in that interview on the podcast. He was saying how like he felt like it was wrong in the moment. Well, that's what he said. We don't know if that's
Yeah.
true, but let's take his word for it. So he says he felt like it was wrong in
Okay.
the moment,
Yeah.
but he was scared that David is like the clout god, right? So like if you hang out with him, you're making bank.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he'll give your YouTube clout, blah blah blah. And he like didn't have a lot of money, so he was like, if I like kind of fuck over David, make him look bad, he's gonna like cut me out of the clout, and I'm not gonna be able to make any money, and it's gonna like
Yeah,
fuck my
and
career.
that's why it makes sense that he waited till now to tell people.
Right. That's like
is because it's like, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, David always he seems like one of those guys that just does what he wants. David Dobrik has
Yeah.
never really seemed like a guy that just kind of, is chill with his friends. Like a lot of his videos, it's like he'll do things to people. Like I remember there was one video with the Big Nick guy where he like forced him basically to do the Sprite and banana challenge.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, I guarantee you in his mind at that time, Big Nick was probably like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Like, at all.
Can't trust these LA vloggers.
It's just a power.
Can't trust these LA
It's just a power. It's a power imbalance.
And,
Because it's like I can make you do stupid shit because I can give you clout,
and
so you're more likely to do it.
That's my big issue with the whole thing. Like, with just that kind of sphere in general, like celebrities, is they all have so much influence. And they, not all of them, some of them use that influence for good. But I feel like a majority of them use it for terrible, terrible things.
I don't think it's black and white like that. Because David has given away like a fuck ton of money and like a fuck ton of cars and like
he's
for a
used
fuck
his,
ton of like
he's no doubt,
colleges.
he's no doubt
Yeah.
used his fame for good. But
It's just
there's still that, like you said, it's not black and white. There's that little gray area that he is also in, where he just kind of does things that you're just not supposed to do. That's why I've never really like.
In my opinion, I don't think he like was intentionally trying to sexually assault his friend with that prank. I think he just thought it was funny and like it wasn't funny.
And I mean, if that whole thing with him saying like, because he was from Compton, that'll make it funnier. It's like, and that's the thing. I didn't even probably when I watched that, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think.
He also said some fucked up shit because like he just doesn't seem like somebody who cares about feelings. Because like Jason, who's like his like right hand man, pretty much, he was telling him how like when he was a kid, when Jason was a kid, Jason's Jewish, right? So when he would go to school, like kids would like throw pennies on the ground and be like, "Ah, pick it up, you dirty Jew." And then David was like, "Oh, you would have to be like a fucking pussy to think that's like mean." Pretty much calling Jason like a pussy for thinking that was like rude and mean. So he just seems like someone who like is like a big old like, "Oh, don't be a pussy," like, "Oh," like it's just a prank kind of dude. So
yeah, I think he's from everything I've seen, he's just the typical YouTuber.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like he's the douche tuber, as we like to call him.
Yeah, he's the douche. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys like him on YouTube who are not like that at all. They'll do pranks and stuff, but like they don't, they never take it too far. And I've always thought, like, when I watch them, like watching his videos, it's just he's so chaotic, and so like it doesn't surprise me that that's what was going on behind the scenes, really.
Yeah, and
like everything about what he does is just so chaotic. Well, yeah, I mean, to me, I'm like,
That's a
put a
whole
little
different thing. That's just wrong.
Yeah, I put a little blame on David for that, but I think the main thing you gotta put all the blame on really is
Dom is like
Dirty Dom.
obviously yes.
Yeah.
And I
nah,
mean,
he's
he
definitely.
just gives.
David should have covered it up though.
Like I
Should've
said,
covered it up.
watching like, because like I said, there was a little period there when I watched his stuff.
I mean, I watched
And,
it
like,
entertaining.
Yeah, and I mean, but like, I always, like I said, I always thought, I was like, Dirty Dom just seems like a fucked up guy.
Yeah, his whole character was like, I'm a kind of a rapist, but like not really, but like kind of.
Yeah, like I remember there was one like video where like they took Dirty Dom over to some girl's apartment so they could have sex. I was like,
That's the
that's
joke.
just him. That's just him.
That's the
That's
joke.
just
Oh,
him.
we like sex. Oh.
Ooh, he's Dirty Dom.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, first of all, that's just not funny. Like, that's just
Oh, Dom,
stupid.
you. Oh, Dom, you.
Oh,
he
you raped the
sexually
girl.
assaulted
Oh,
someone.
you.
Yeah, I mean, like they're like all right. So one more thing, and then Lily and Alex can chime in. But like, David and Dom are like childhood friends, so like
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
covering up for him is like, I can see why he would do it. I don't think you should, but like I can see why he did it. But yeah, it's just a bad situation, and I think David. But you know what's crazy? He just uploaded all this shit to Facebook, and like Facebook doesn't give a fuck about anything, and he's getting like 20 million views a video on Facebook. So he's just making racks. So like,
Yeah.
That could probably all come crumbling down because, you know,
bro, I don't
Mark
think people
Zuckerberg
really
can't
give a
stand
fuck.
bad press.
Nah, people
He's
don't
too-
really.
He's too
People don't
popular.
really give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about this. I hadn't even heard about this before now.
Yeah,
I
bro,
didn't
it'll
even
be
know
like
it
a
was a thing.
2-month thing, and then like 2 months he'll be back on YouTube,
And
it'll be-
that's my big issue with current events, I guess you could say, is that it's like something bad happens and something bad comes out that already happened, and people really don't really care after 2 months. Like I remember,
Well, I'm of the opinion that people can change. So like, I'm not gonna hold someone accountable for something they did in the past if they're like willing to trying to change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, like I think there are a lot of
Some people aren't like
who've
that.
done bad things, and they try and change, but I mean, we'll see.
But
Like
obviously, there's
it's
a context that like if you shoot someone in the head, like you should probably go to jail. Like,
yeah.
oh, I changed. I'm not a murderer
probably.
anymore.
What do you mean probably?
Like, yeah.
What do you mean probably?
Well, I mean, like,
They
let's say
should.
like they should. You're right. They should. But like, there's obviously like a limit to what I said right there. But like, you should always.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's to say, like, you know, if it were revealed that someone was a bully in high school, you know, it's like, yeah, like that sucks. But if someone were to come out, you know, who was a bully in high school and just own up to it and be like, look, I was a dickhead in high school.
And that's the
That's
problem.
not me anymore. Like that's, but that's the problem. Yeah,
Dude,
not a lot of people do
finesse
that,
it, and it didn't work. He got bagged.
and they try and get away with it.
What does
you
the
know?
Lohan Alex think? We'll like let them. Like, I gave you a pretty good summary.
Yeah, because we've been talking for a while.
I'll let Roy go. And then
I
I'll
mean,
go.
it's just more that it's just like the brands that cut him. Like I don't think he's probably like he'll still make racks from YouTube and all that and Facebook, like you said, but like I don't think he's ever getting like a huge sponsorship deal. I mean, at least not for a while, unless like you guys
if
said
he
like
donates $1 million, like he probably will. Like if he comes down and says like I'm donating $1 million like sexual assault victims, I think people will be like, oh, okay, well, you know. What
yeah,
I mean?
because at the end, like he didn't really like. I mean, obviously he knew about it, but it's not like he was like directly doing it. So I mean,
Yeah.
It was just directly associated with his clique. That's why.
yeah, it's more so that like
He covered it up.
he-
That's the problem.
yeah, he covered
And
it
yes,
up and he allowed the situation to occur. So yeah. Do I think
How is
he's
he
a bad?
in comparison to all the other people in the Vlad squad? He's obviously like the more established one, right?
Well, they all
Yeah,
have
he's
confidence
the-
in him, but like they all do
yeah.
their own thing.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah, I
biggest
mean,
one. He's like the
he's the
center
founder.
of it all.
But they would
Yeah.
all be
He is
irrelevant
the
if it wasn't
vlog
for him.
squad.
Yeah, if he wasn't around, they'd be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Got you.
And I mean, I think
maybe not now, but
lot
back then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
acknowledge that. I think a lot of them acknowledge
Yeah.
that, like, pretty often.
Yeah, that's why they like defend him. That's why they like fight for him because he's like the reason their lives are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that begs a bigger question, but that's just like a whole
It's hard.
different
It's
animal
hard to
after
throw
that.
someone in like. It's hard to throw someone under the bus if they're the reason like you're in a good situation.
Oh yeah, like if someone gave me $1 million,
But you should. But you should, which is like the hard part.
yeah, it's like you gotta. I don't know. I think it's like when if your friend does something bad, you have to be by their side, but you also have to like tell them like, look, man, you can't just hide this. You have to own up to it. You have to
Especially
go
for
and do
something
the
like
things
that.
necessary to make it.
Accountability, baby.
Yeah.
Accountability is where it's at.
Yeah.
It's all that really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you think, Alex?
I mean, hot take, low key, a little bit here. I was never really a fan of David Dobrik. I actually like didn't really like him.
Interesting.
Obviously, like his style. I'm just gonna talk about like his YouTubing and like how he formatted his videos a little bit. They're obviously like the shorter, more chaotic, more something to gain your attention instantly. Like, what's
Very
the word?
good
I'm
for
looking for?
kids
Consumed, yeah.
and
ADHD.
people with
And
ADHD,
yes,
aka me.
and it's very easy to like watch one video, be like, that was so fun. I'm gonna see what the other videos that he has and there's other people that he's affiliated with and stuff like that. So it's really easy why he would rise to fame. And he found the keys. He found the keys. But this is not a good look for him. I think that's just putting it lightly. Um, him covering up stuff. Obviously, it can be justifiable to an extent just because of his close friends and stuff like that. But really, like Jack said, you should if you're really good friends with him or good friends with anybody, and you're just in a relationship where you guys are really really close. You should take into account each other's feelings and um, you know personal side and feelings, and just like hold each other accountable for the shit that's going down. Um, so yeah, he's got a lot to prove
He
and a
doesn't
lot
give
of
a fuck.
It's gonna be
questions
very hard.
That's not
to
gonna be
resolve.
realistic.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. Why
Yeah,
would he
let's be
care?
honest. He probably doesn't give a shit. But he does have a very
You'll be
deep hole
back
to
in
dig
2
him out of,
months.
dig
It'll be
himself out of.
over, and you'll be making racks. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Dom
Unless like more accusations
might
come out or
go to
something like
jail.
that.
Yeah, Dirty Dom, I don't think he'll recover.
Yeah, no.
He might go to jail.
Yeah. Indicted
should,
Dom, more like
He
it.
should. Like,
Yeah,
at the very
he
least,
should go
house
to jail.
arrest.
Yeah, it's bad. But yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
still,
Alright,
it
should
still has to
we-
play out.
Yes.
yeah, man, it's wild. It's crazy.
Can't
That's
trust
so
these
crazy.
LA
It all
vloggers. I'll say
started.
it
It
again.
all
Yeah.
came out because of this podcast.
Can't
That's
trust
what's
these
so
people,
interesting.
bro.
Like the podcast is the reason this is even a thing. If that podcast didn't exist and like they didn't like do like basically investigative journalism, no one would even know. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, and it was on a podcast that was really, really famous too. So a lot of
Yeah,
people
they-
caught on quick and was like, "Yo,
The
what
vape
actually?
nation
What's
thing.
going on?"
I think,
Everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows what it
I
is.
think the
Yeah.
only way it could have blown up even more is if it was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Bro, if Joe
Like-
Rogan talked about it, David would be like dead in a gutter.
Yeah, like I think his fans would have like stabbed him.
Ow. Yeah. Joe Rogan
Like he would have been fucked.
Joe Rogan
That's all
definitely
we'll
has
say.
some like meathead Navy SEAL ass fans who would have like taken out David Dobrik, like for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Before Joe Rogan, I would never even consider touching weed. Now I do DMT every day. Thank you, Joe Rogan. Nah, jokes, all jokes.
Joe Rogan's
Yes.
hilarious.
Yes, Alex, we know you don't do DMT.
Shout out Joe Rogan. Alright, so we're basically down to the topics, right?
Yeah. I mean, we had the one that Evan suggested. Do you still want to talk
We wanna
about
talk
that?
about-
How are we doing on time?
What the
We're at
Marvel
1
thing?
hour and 30.
Ooh, we're like right on time. We can do like one more topic
Okay.
and then we'll call it. What do you want to talk
You wanna
about,
do-
Evan? So you're the guest, you can
Yeah,
pick. Evan's the
Yeah,
guest.
go ahead.
Okay, so we'll move away from the controversial stuff and the sports, and I think the big things that happened for me over the last week. I very much
Ooh.
enjoy movies. I very much enjoy movies, and so I got to see Zack Snyder cut. Obviously, it was 4 hours long. Ugh, pain of a film to watch, to sit through and watch, but it was good. It was good. I think his vision was finally put on the screen, and I think that was a good thing because I don't know. I wouldn't say it retroactively fixes Batman v Superman because that was just an atrocious film, just horrible. But it definitely, it was able to show you what we could have gotten had the tragedies that Zack Snyder had to go through not happened.
I don't think so. I
then-
disagree.
You think that the studio would have interfered? I mean, I
I mean,
kind of
no
think so
studio
too.
would have let a 4-hour movie get made. Like the only reason we have this is
Well,
because of
what
like
I'm saying
streaming.
is, no, I don't think if the tragedy had of his daughter committing suicide had happened, I don't think it would have. I think it would have not been a 4 hour film. I think it could have been probably 2.5 hours. I mean, I
Alright.
think he could cut a there's a lot to be left on the cutting room floor, but basically what I'm saying is like if you watch it, if anyone out there who's watched it, there was definitely a plan in place from him. He knew what he wanted to do, and this was the film that was going to start it all. And then
Yeah.
on the other side, as we go back to more comic book stuff, some bad news, but maybe some good news. All the release dates for the Marvel movies got pushed back. I think all the rest of the Disney Plus stuff is on time, but Shang-Chi got moved back to September. Black Widow, which has just been in fucking no man's land for the last year, got pushed back to July. So, I mean, hopefully we'll get those films soon. And then I think there was another one. Let me see if I can pull it up. A couple other ones that got pushed back.
I mean, yeah.
I think
Doctor Strange.
I think No Way Home is still on track, which I'm very excited for.
That one looks gonna be fucking lit. That's just what
That and Doctor Strange 2. That one is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone who's seen WandaVision knows. Sorry, that might have been a spoiler.
WandaVision is good, but like, yeah, it's good.
Let's see. I'm trying to find it. The What If still on track.
I'm not
The
excited for
Eternals-
that at all.
The Eternals has been moved to November 5th. I think that was pretty in line with what it was before. And then yeah, No Way Home is still on track. Hawkeye, they still don't have a date, just late 2021.
Haley Steinfeld.
Miss Marvel, late 2021. Some of these, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really don't care about. Like,
We say
personally,
that,
like,
but
Miss
like
Marvel, I
Marvel
don't
can
really-
make us care. Like I didn't care about Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Marvel was like, "Here's a banging ass movie," and I was like, "Oh, I like these characters." So like they can make me care about like the Eternals.
yeah,
like,
and then
Miss Marvel.
yeah, and then the multiverse of madness still on. So pretty much all the other ones are on track with where they were gonna be before. I just think like, I don't know. I think these dates are probably gonna change personally. I think
Bro,
like,
just put that shit on Disney Plus, dude.
and that's the issue.
I know Black
because
Widow is gonna be on Disney Plus.
They're
But you
gonna
have to
do a
pay.
premiere access.
Yeah, you have to pay for it.
That's
You have to
so
pay for it.
Yeah, and
stupid.
I'm not paying $30 to watch.
Because it's
it
gonna
at
be
home.
free anyway in like 2 months.
And what was I gonna say? Yeah, like, I think, not to get too nerdy, I think I would say the path they're on right now, from everything that I've watched and I've seen, it's exciting. Like, it's very exciting. And just movies in general, I think, and this is basically what I wanted to get to. This was a good segue to get there, but I think once we finally get through this whole, COVID lockdown, all this, I think, I don't know, it's a hot take. I think people miss movie theaters. I don't know about you guys, but I do personally. I never thought I could, but I do.
That's
I,
not an
I want to.
unreasonable, not an unreasonable take. There's a certain allure to going to a movie theater with your friends.
Yeah.
That's like unreplaceable, irreplaceable. Excuse me.
Yeah, like I think if I had seen Endgame in my house, I would have. It would have been a completely different experience. Completely. Like
Yeah.
that's like I mean I watched I think over quarantine I watched just an ungodly amount of films and none of them hit the same when I was watching them on my laptop. Like it just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like
No,
it
I
is
feel that.
different. It's different for
I
sure.
feel that.
it doesn't like
I
it's like
mean,
an
the
like
theater is like an IMAX joint too, so
oh yeah, you
it's
go see an
even harder.
IMAX movie, it's just like you
Yeah.
feel it in your soul. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you
I mean,
think
yeah, I'm definitely like itching to go to a movie theater again, and watch a fucking Marvel movie. That'd
I
be
mean, hot
awesome.
take. I went to movie theater during COVID, so I can actually talk about it. Me and Alex saw Tenet during COVID, and we went.
I almost did.
Uh,
I almost did.
we went like that was like when movie theaters were like trying to be a thing, and then they just like said fuck it and closed it again. But me and Alex went during COVID, and like it was the same experience. Like we just had to wear masks, and like you could just take them off when you sat down. They just had like every row, like there was a seat in between. That's just how they
Oh,
did it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it wasn't that different. So I think movie theaters are gonna be opening up in the summer, like for sure.
And I think the other thing is, I think I don't know about you guys, but do you think that like movie theaters are now just going to become kind of like archaic? Like most people are not going to want to go. I mean, we
No,
already established that people want to go, but like, do you think that they're in trouble? Like, do you think that this
yeah,
exposed them in
yeah,
any
because they're
way?
too
Like what
expensive.
happened in last year?
They're too expensive.
I think so
Yeah,
too. I think so too.
they're
I
too
think
expensive.
like with because I don't know. I saw a bunch of posts on Instagram just basically talking about how AMC might go out of business, and a lot of people were celebrating, and I was very shocked because I would say AMC has given me some very good memories, so I don't want them to go anywhere. But I think like a lot of people don't like the movie theater companies
No,
anymore.
Then
I
don't
understand why, because like
don't go then.
for one, like I understand why people don't want movie theaters. Because for one, if there's no movie theaters, then they have to stream the movies. So
Yeah,
you're forced to go to a movie theater even if you don't want to watch your favorite movie. So and I know
No,
people
you're
who
not.
don't
Just
like movie
wait.
theaters.
Just wait.
No, I know. So if you want to watch the movie you want to watch, you either have to wait until it goes out of theaters and then you have to just buy it, or yeah, that's your only choice, or just go to the movie theater. So I know a lot of people who don't like going to the movie theaters and would rather just stream it. Um, so I
I
mean,
think those
I
people are
think
just.
go ahead.
I think those people are just like impatient. Like just because you don't like going to the theater doesn't mean you want a whole like industry to just like collapse on itself and like just disappear forever. Like what is that? I
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
understand.
I think there's a world where both could happen. Like you could either stream it, like pay for it at a more like a higher price, like the premium access stuff, or you could go to the movie theater for a discounted price, which
But the movie theaters
for
have to be cheaper for that to work. They have to be like way cheaper.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they have to be
Yeah.
cheaper. Yeah.
I
And
think like I think the best so far, the best people to hand have that have handled this have been HBO Max. Like it's
God like
like the fact that they're like because the way it works is I actually watched Wonder Woman 1984 when it came out on Christmas, and like in my house. Terrible film. Just gonna put that out there. Just terrible. But it was like it was pretty cool because it's like I thought that they were just gonna have it on there forever. No, no. After a month, it goes away.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like that incentivizes people to watch it as fast as possible, which gets their box office to go up. And
Yeah.
if they don't see it within that month, then they have to go see it in theaters, which also increases the box office. Very, very good. Very like handled very well, I think. I think Disney Plus has just done terribly though. Like that was horrible. Like the whole blonde thing,
Yeah.
garbage. First of all, again, not a good film, but like
Terrible.
$30 to watch that piece of crap. Like they're doing it now with the new
The
Pixar movie.
Raya thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they promote the shit out of it. You open Disney
Yeah.
Plus,
Go
it's the
and
first thing you
support
see.
that, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch
You know
it.
what's gonna
like-
happen? Because then they're gonna start doing it like Star Wars and like Marvel and shit like that. If it gets like
I mean,
traction.
I expect them to. I mean, if I think I would tell anyone out there watching, if you have Disney Plus, that little button says $30. Don't click it, please, because eventually they'll either have to reduce the price, or they'll just have to stop entirely. And I would prefer for the latter to happen.
I can watch Mulan right now without having to pay. You just have to have some like self control.
Just be like-
just wait.
Which it might be tough for the Black Widow movie for me.
Yeah,
That
that's
might
what I'm
be
saying.
tough. Like that might be.
But they're releasing that in theaters. You can go to theaters and
Yeah.
watch that.
So
Yeah.
I'm expecting by July, maybe when maybe theaters will
We're
be
going deep.
reopened, and if they are, we're going to see it. That's what we're doing. Just put that
And
up.
there's always those bootleg DVDs.
Alex is
Shut
going on the
up.
black
This
market.
fucking guy.
Dude,
Dude,
you're just
Yeah, it's just
lying.
Alex
Why-
is just not
why
does
did
not
you-
watch Marvel movies, so like he does not care about this topic at all.
He's just gonna get
No,
himself
I like your
indicted.
take on like the movie theater versus streaming, but just like why pay $30 for a Blu-ray thing that you may watch like a couple of times, where I can just meet some guy in the back alleyway and spend $5 on the disc that may or may not infect my TV. That's all I'm saying.
You remember who bought this though, right?
Alex, tell me when you actually do that. When you actually go to a back alley and find a guy, please let me know.
Be
Because
like,
you're
"Hey,
capping
yo,
so
bro,
hard.
Hey, yo. He comes
Dude,
up and
the
like, "Hey, yo,
TV,
bro,
I got a bargain,
got
bro.
you."
95% off, bro.
I
Bro,
have
I
Black
got
Widow
you.
right now, bro. You want to watch it?
Bro.
I got it right now.
He opens up his
Yeah, the
trench
disc-
coat. He's like, "Bro, I
the
got
title
the
is written in all
Deck.
Sharpie, and you can barely read it, but you know it plays, bro. It
Hey,
plays.
I know the stuff. I know the like language is in Chinese, but you just gotta get it.
And only like a different language. And the camera is just like shaking. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
facts.
'Cause the guy's like,
It was a struggle to watch the fucking what movie? The Demon Slayer movie. That was a good movie
yes,
though. I
the
fucked
guy's
with
like
that
trying
movie.
not to get bagged. He's like in the theater
Yeah,
with
he's
his
like-
phone, and every time a guy goes by, it's like,
Bro, imagine like filming like a film in the theater for Pirate Bay or some shit like that, and someone like a 6'7" LeBron James sits right in front of you and just like
Fuck.
oh my God.
I remember one time I saw like there was some video on YouTube. It was hilarious. It was like a guy recording a movie in the movie theaters like illegally, and then some dude came up and he's like, "Hey, why do you have your phone out?" He's like, "Oh, nothing." He's trying to hide it, and then the video is just him getting his ass kicked. Like the phone is just like it's literally the phone just going like that. It is hilarious. Oh
Thank
my
you,
goodness.
Bro,
thank you.
But yes, I'd like to touch on the whole thing of you saying $30 for Blu-rays. I do that. You got some beef with me,
I
bro?
agree with you, Alex.
No.
That's dumb. I agree with you, Alex. No, I agree with you, Alex. Evan, that's dumb. I agree
Hey.
with Alex.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what I'll say. On that. I buy them because now I own them. Anytime I want to watch them, I can watch them. For example, let's just say someday randomly Disney Plus takes all the Marvel movies off of the
But that's not gonna happen, so you can't make that argument.
But let me make it, and then you can rebuttal Jack.
okay.
So, like, for example,
Hypothetically,
you know
if the internet
okay.
disappeared, I could watch 1917. Like,
Okay, let's go back. So Netflix has had The Dark Knight on it like multiple times. They've taken it off and on like crazy. But I remember, I think we watched it or something. It was gonna be gone in like 2 days,
yeah.
and we were like, I think we didn't finish it or something. And then we were like, okay, next time we hang out, we can watch it. And you're like, and I was like, and we went back to Netflix and it wasn't there. Guess who fucking pulled out his Blu-ray copy?
No,
Dark Knight?
no,
Sudden all important.
I said that. I
There
prefaced
they
that,
go.
I preface the
Yeah.
Blu-ray criticism.
Yeah.
That was part of the joke. But like, obviously, if it's like a banger film and you want to view it in the best way possible, then it's worth the money.
I literally have like a fucking cabinet right here just stacked with movies.
I mean,
Like
look,
I get that some people don't like it, like they don't want to buy the physical copy. But for me, if it's a movie that I really like, I buy it because I know that I'm gonna watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
And if I ever want to watch it, I don't have to rely on Netflix or Hulu or some other streaming service. It's just there. It's just in this cabinet. I open it up and boom, put it in the PlayStation and it's ready to be watched. That's just my take.
No, I respect that. It's just I don't like
yeah, I agree.
having physical copies of things.
I
I'd
get
rather
that.
just have it digitally.
No, yeah, some
Well, I still
movies
have
I
the
own
bread to
digitally.
drop $30 on a movie.
Well, I mean, most movies I buy are not $30.
It's not $30.
They're like 20 or
Did
19.
you say it was like
or
$30?
No, we said the
I
premium
was,
access thing
joking
is
about
30.
the price. I was joking about
yeah,
the price.
premium access was
Oh,
30.
Yeah.
That's
Blu-rays are
not-
usually like Blu-rays
The whole
usually are like
premier access is
19,
just,
20.
yeah. And I mean, it depends on what you're buying. Like when the Endgame box set thingy came out, that shit was like $40.
Yeah.
So I had this gigantic thing.
Yeah.
So you see that right there, I'm like, okay, if you don't want to spend $40 on that, I don't blame you at all. It's just because.
I mean, I only have one. I have this. This is all I own,
My Hero Academia.
and it was like $5.
Did
So,
you get it
yeah.
out of the reject bin at
I
Walmart?
mean, I bought.
No,
also
it
bought
wasn't
Game of
there.
Thrones, so
Ooh.
I'm kind of- So.
Okay, we are at
They're $5.
1 hour and 45 minutes.
Ah, this is gonna be the best episode.
Banger.
This is gonna be the best episode. There's like 30 minutes in the middle of Jack and Alohe just arguing about the Lakers and the Clippers. It's gonna be perfect. Everyone's gonna love it.
Evan, do you want to like close a little bit or preface the closing just by like, I don't know. Do you want to preface the closing by like, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just one really quick story to tell.
Okay.
So I'll make it as quick as possible, Jack. Don't look at me like that. So the first day that I was here was the national championship. Just get this out of the way. And brief summary: we kicked Ohio State's ass, and we went and just raged on the strip. It was insane. It was insane. And like, I remember the cop cars trying to get us to get up on the sidewalks and get us to get out of there, just trying to keep it simple. But yeah, it was crazy. I think I saw 5 people climb trees, I'm just trying to put the atmosphere there. Just a quick story to just end this off is, yes, that's what it's like when a team wins a national championship. Basically, shit gets burned down.
The last thing you had to say had to be about
I don't
Alabama,
know.
bruh. You had to just segue them back, bruh.
Yo, just close it. Just close it right now, bro.
All right.
All right, is there anything you want to shout out, bruh?
I've been your guest. I'm gonna do it again. Roll Tide. Thank you for having me onto the podcast. It has been nice. Don't do that, Jack. Don't do that. I will hurt you.
Thank you, Evan, for coming on. It's been a blast. You did good. Yeah, his Instagram handle is down on the bottom of the screen. We'll link it under the description. Yes. Evan, do you want to basically set us off? This is the Just Show podcast, stuff like that, you know?
All right,
Send us
boys.
off.
This has been the Just Joe podcast. Thank you for joining us for this super duper long episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Have a great night.
Peace.
Peace.